Okay. Now, there will be an explanation of different parts of the body, limbs, hands, feet, kneecaps, which I'm going to do now, especially on each and every drawing. And in this case, I'm going to work on the hand of our model, how to simplify it and how to create a believable strain on the hand as it is being turned towards the body on the model that we've just done. So it will be attached to the video and in a more specific explanation of how to deal with parts of the hand, limbs basically. Okay, so let's go and do that particular hand that we were just experiencing just a while ago on the drawing. Okay, the hand is basically, to wrap it up as I was wrapping up the body itself, is you have the wrist coming this way, almost vertical, and then you have the hand, or the fist, which is, the fist is being turned like this. So on the other side, it's basically like that, but it's the other fist, which it's difficult for me now to show it that way because the light is coming from the left. So anyhow, so let's do it and wrap it up and do a quick simplification of the fist. It's not much information going on here, as in it's a very small part of the nude that we have here. Okay, now we have the knuckle here, and you have that knuckle which is lower than the other knuckle, so here, and so the middle finger knuckle is lower than the index finger knuckle, and the index finger knuckle also the finger goes like this, straight, almost horizontal. Then you have the big thumb, or the thumb. It's not big, it's a thumb. And okay, we have those vertical lines coming out at an angle here, which is basically the top of the hand. Then that line is, these two lines, this one here and that one here, they're almost parallel. And up to here we have this bone structure, which connects the thumb to that, and then from that structure to the middle bone structure to where it's attached to the hand itself. Okay, then we have that which is turned inwards, and you have a shadow here, and then you have the knuckle here, and then you have a knuckle here, and the wrist here. And you have the wrist here, and you have a vertical line, and the vertical line, which is the inner part of the lower arm. Nice, good, beautiful, and dark shadows. And I know you cannot, I mean, that's quite large, but to deal with that on the initial picture, then this is what I would have done with and dealt with. So you can give it some shadow on the right hand side, which is not much. It's because it's been lit by the right, the light comes from the right, but still there is a color of the skin, so we cannot ignore that. It's darker, the whole limb is darker than the background. So let's give it a darker tone of value, and I'm going to do it with the brush. Give it a darker tone of value to the whole thing here, and maybe with the stump as well, and turn of the thumb, index finger here, and then you have the wrinkles of the index finger here, which is showing and is going that way, and it stops, apparently it stops somewhere here because it's been hidden. We don't see the end of the index finger, but we do see the knuckle here. So that's the knuckle of the first one, knuckle of the second one, and then we don't see the third and fourth knuckles. We don't see them because they've been hidden by the way that we see the hand. It's almost profile. Then you have this tendon, and then you have the knuckle itself here. Okay. Now a bit more. That was a quick sketch, or a quick darker tonal value. And knuckle here, and then the wrinkles here inside. And there, that bone structure here. And then you have the knuckle here of the index finger again, and the middle finger, and a lighter tonal value. So I guess we can see now a little bit more the strain of the hand, which is holding the body. It's holding the body from not falling towards us. Okay. And then get that line here. You have the inside of the arm, lower arm, a vertical line, and then here you have the knuckle. So you have that area slightly higher than this one, which is basically that part of this part of the wrist, this part. Okay, and then coming back here and then making those third and fourth knuckle a little bit further up, and then the middle finger there, emphasis on that. And of course you have a darker tone, which is the shadow of the hand, and then you have a dark drapery here. Okay, and the wrinkles here. Wrinkles here. There. And knuckle itself here. And I guess you can see, can you? Not really. I was thinking you can see a little bit of the nail here, but no, you don't. Not even in the original picture, you don't see the nail, because it's quite hidden here. So this is how I would treat on that, on the model that we've just drawn. Now with putty rubber, come and get some highlights here, and then of course not to ignore this muscle, and that is this one here. Then you have the tendons of the thumb here, coming right here and connecting with the wrist there. Then that bone structure, which is right here, and the index finger knuckle, which you have that highlight coming right down here, right down there, and giving some emphasis to the wrinkles here of the index finger. And the index finger itself, and the bone structure. There you have the bone structure. Okay, now, I mean, treating it like this, it feels like a male hand, quite bony and muscly, and so to round it up, I would guess is basically doing it with a darker tonal value, which I'm thinking of applying the palm here. Get those darks and apply them, darks here, and then soften the whole, all these highlights that I've just done. to create more of a softer hand. A bit less bony, because we're dealing with female model. So a bit of a softer, more rounded basically hand. And bringing it down here. There. And so that's what I've confused with. I thought you can see the nail, but you can't actually see the nail. And here. And you have that bone structure which is highlighted. And I guess I can lose some lines. I don't need all these lines there. So this is how to deal with the tens hand, which is actually holding the body. Now from that line, you bring it down here, and then you will find out where this light here will come to the middle finger here, and then you have the third and fourth fingers, which are right here, but we don't actually see them. And as I said, soften those lines so to be a little bit more rounded, a bit less bony limb. And here we have it, here. Well, that was it. So from now on, we'll have parts of limbs which we don't. Sometimes some of us will get confused or will be difficult to deal with. So I'll work on today on hand, next time on feet, next time on nose and mouth and portrait, and sorry, because I'm jumping from one subject to another, and some highlight here. That shine here, it goes all through the arm and then ends up to that here. There. Here as well, just to emphasis on that, which is that wrinkle here. But again, you won't probably have so much detail to deal with, because this is an extremely oversized version of the hand in question. But if you would like just to work on it, and obviously it's an exercise on limbs, on hands especially in this case, and later on feet and portraits, so softer here. But if you want to deal or work on more details on specific limbs of the model, then this is it. That's the answer. We're going to do that constantly now. And merge this line with the background, and darker, a little bit darker, the drapery here, and some shadow of the arm here. Sorry, did I say arm? Of the hand here. A bit of an index finger, and then middle finger here, which is merged here. There. And merge those darks here. There we are. And that helps me as well to revisit all these areas of parts of the body which are important, extremely important, especially when we're dealing with strains on individual limbs, feet, hands, and expression of the face, which will come later on as we progress. Somewhere I like it. Middle finger, but to push it back a little bit more.